True, but like, what about the people that are putting on some kind of like facade to be popular and like rap about shit that they haven't even experienced? They
Like the
just
new
kind of
stuff,
heard it.
like that new stuff,
Sure,
like
sure.
that guy who got out of
Yeah,
jail.
that guy. Uh-huh.
He's he's got he's got
There's
hair
more than just
problems.
one. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, now I guess you can't really call that, but they're conscious of
I
them
mean, I
of
agree
what
with
the
you
lie
in
of the
what you're
lie
saying. Yeah, they're
that
conscious of
they're
what they're doing.
right.
Hmm.
Exactly. But back to the the original question. No, no, it doesn't bother me. Even like backpacker rap. I love
I was a
backpacks.
huge fan of backpacker rap for a long time. Still am.
I love backpacks.
Me too.
I love pockets.
Hmm.
I put my notebook. Now I'm carrying a satchel.
Oh, okay.
Some people call it a man purse,
Immerse, yeah.
a merce. But I like backpack. I don't care. I don't care about none of that. As long as some people like it and I like it, that's the most important part. Then it's cool.
That is.
Yeah,
It's your livelihood. So.
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
All right. So into the meat of things.
Wait, do I
Your
have
first
any?
official.
Do I have any of those white little spit?
Did you just brush your teeth? What happened?
No, no. But I feel a little dry.
Oh, okay. No, you're good.
Okay.
Your first official release was Alice Avatar in 2000 with John Lamarckian as the follow-up in 2002, which is right there. Both on Counterflow Recordings based out of Miami. How did you come to link up with them?
It was through a friend of a friend. So I used to live with Plex from Mayday, and Evolver and Spirit Agent, and I came to know of a gentleman by the name of DJ Mute or Danny Dominguez, and I think he used to work for a magazine publication called 12 Ounce Profit, and he was working sales over there, but he got in his mind that he wanted to start a label, so he seeked the people he knew around him, and I was friends with a cat named Induce and Maneuvers, and they both knew him, and they knew us. They knew Plex, or Maneuvers and Induce knew me, knew Plex, knew Bernie, from Mayday and Stress and all of these people, Algorithm and all of these people, and let's talk to the people locally, and so that's how it started. But yeah, that's a
So
whole
did
nother.
they form Counterflow? Is that kind of
Well,
how that happened?
Danny Dominguez formed Counterflow, and then he started putting out our records, and then it kind of went sour. Um,
So were you one of the like first releases on Counterflow?
yeah, yeah.
Like, just side note story. That's how I like found you, or not found you, but tracked you after I saw you open for Atmosphere in 2002.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, how much? Because I couldn't find you anywhere, but I had the like Counterflow sticker that they gave out at the show. So I would like look up Counterflow records or whatever. So I don't know much about
yeah. It
their
was just,
history.
I think at that time, it was still like it was still kind of like beginning stages around that time. It was
Mhm.
already in movement, but it was still in the beginning stages. But yeah, they were, like my releases weren't like, you know, a crazy amount of copies. It was like tests. They were testing everything on the locals. Is really the way I
Mhm.
see it now.
Mhm.
And then it propelled Counterflow to another place, and I believe now he's doing something else where he like represents artists, but what are you gonna do? That kind of stuff happens all the time. But yeah, that's how it
Indeed.
happened. And from there, I jumped to Botanica del Jíbaro, which was also
Mhm.
Steve, who used to run that La Mano Fria. He was friends with Danny as well. And it was actually La Mano Fria from Botanica del Jíbaro while I was still working with Counterflow that took me on tour, my first tour, international tour.
Mhm.
So in the end, it was Botanica del Jíbaro actually that got me to go across the world
Yeah, I'm really
for my
glad you
music.
said that because I would have butchered it, no
What,
doubt.
Botanica del Jíbaro? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's really, if you translate it, it translates to like the botanical shop, or like Yeah, you could say it's the shop of the farmer shop. But
Okay.
hibaro also means like kind of it could mean ignorant,
Hmm.
because the farmer is not as educated, so that it turned into an insult. But the way he used it was pride, like this is the store of the shop of the farmer, and
Hmm.
everything that was released on that label was very like inclined revolutionary, trying to change conscious music.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. So I'm going to back up a little bit with my next
Hmm.
question. The following year, you released My Mother and Father Were Astronauts, which appears to be a combination of your first two EPs. Would you say you evolved much as an artist between then and the release of Alternate Invention several years later on a
Oh
new
yeah.
label? And you see how I said new label because I didn't want to
Yeah.
butcher the name.
Botánica del Jíbaro. Yeah, my second release was out on Botánica del Jíbaro. Yeah, no, that I was disillusioned.
Okay.
Yeah, Counterflow disillusioned me. Um, and I was kind of stuck in a place because I had music. So I was stuck in a place where I was listening to voices in my ear saying, release it. But then other voices saying, don't, wait for your money, then release the next one, because they're just going to take the money that you made on the last one and put it into this new one. And you're never going to see money because it's just going to keep.
Right.
And so I was doing that. So I just waited, and then waiting, you know what I mean? Things just changed.
Right.
But then I still wanted to release music. And I got to the point. Alternate Invention came out from already having these songs written and most of it recorded, and others recorded that didn't go on there. But it came out from like, man, you know what? Fuck this shit. Why do I even worry myself? I understand that I should make more money, but you know what? I have so much to give. So let me just do it. Let me just do it and get it out. I just want, you know what? Forget this. I'm just releasing music. I'm going to release music and I can make money off of it and I could do shows off of it, and I'm just going to keep just putting it out there. And
Right.
that's where Alternate Invention came from. And then after that, I was disillusioned with Botanica del Jíbaro. So it's like, from you think you have a platform where you can actually do what it is that you want to do, but there's so many, you know, moving pieces that it never is really what you want to do. Am I getting
It's
ahead?
what?
Am I getting ahead? Because I
No,
was
no,
about to
no.
start
You're
talking about wolves
perfect
in the
because
Bronx.
that's exactly where my next question is.
Okay.
First, do you see the shine you're getting in the chat?
Oh, thanks, Bishop. Thanks, man.
So
Thanks for
is
the
that
support.
what led to your self-releasing your next album? Kind of all the
Well, yeah,
disillusionment.
yeah, because I was just like, you know what? And the thing is, Wolves in the Bronx came on my last international tour, and it was the worst. I call it the Black Tour. That's messed up. I'm gonna change that name, but it was just dark. It was horrible, and
You
um,
just called it that in
I
your
called it
head
that.
or when you
I called
talked to people?
no, I called it that when I came back, because
Oh,
it was
okay.
supposed to be something, and it just turned out to be like a horrible, horrible experience. And I
Hmm.
was out there with a label called Project Moon Circle. It's just another bad experience. The best experience with labels I've ever had was with Botanica del Jíbaro, but it had its things. But Steve, I got to give props. I got to give props to all of them. That's what's funny about it, because I can't say just because I had bad experience, or there was bad business and now there's a little bit of bad blood, but just because, it doesn't mean that they didn't actually help me in a lot of ways, and that they didn't teach me a lot of things, and we didn't put out really good music together and meet a bunch of amazing people together. So
Hmm.
I will always give props to all of that. But it was just a bad experience, and it was life changing, because I was on tour and realizing, Jesus Christ, like I'm not really making money. This is not making money. The fans are great, and doing shows is awesome, but I'm not making that much money, and I'm going to go back home and I'm just going to be like back to the same thing. So I decided when I came back from the tour, I would just like get a job at whatever company I get a job at, and just like I would say it
Corporate
when I was,
America type job?
yeah, well, yeah, like anything. And I would just make sure that I would have something because I was kind of like getting disillusioned with hip hop, with rapping.
Okay.
Um,
Hmm.
and then Wolves just came out from a dream that I had. I had like this nightmare. So I was like kind of in between, like trying to figure my life out, you know? And I had this dream that, like I was walking on the Grand Concourse. You've been on the Grand Concourse, you see how enormous that you can land a fucking plane on that shit. That's how big that shit is, right? So I'm like walking in my dream for some reason in the very dead center of the concourse, right? Because you know, like there's like what is it like 2 lanes and then the middle and then 2 lanes, or it's like four. I don't even know.
Yeah,
It's like two,
like
and
a
then there's
medium. Hmm.
median, and then
Hmm.
like another street where people can park, and it's enormous. So I'm walking, and then as I'm walking, there's nobody on the streets, nobody's out. I hear nothing, and then I just start hearing kind of like barks and like in the distance and like little yelps and little howls, and it just keeps coming closer, and I keep looking back, but I don't see anything, and then it's just like I'm just hearing like this immense, I don't know, gathering. I
Breathing.
look back, and it's just the Grand Concourse from like here to from this building across the street all the way to this building, wolves just coming at me. And as soon as I see that, I start running, and that's when I wake up. And I never really understood the dream, but I know that when I woke up, it's one of those dreams that you have, like you wake up and you're like you're just like shit, I was about to die.
Hmm.
Later on, I think I had that dream before I came back from that last tour, and when I started to think about it, coming home and analyzing my life and do I want a family and stuff like that, I just started to realize that maybe the dream, what it meant was, because I always thought the Bronx was like a place that I could go. My grandmother, rest in peace, she would always, like, if I was like, I can't do it over here, this sucks, she would come, you get a job over here, you get, and it was always like my safe haven away from the troubles with my mom, you know what I mean? And so I would go there, and I think I analyzed it to mean like, yo, you can't just run from that shit, even in the Bronx. Your own personal issues will always keep hunting you.
Hmm.
I was like, oh fuck, that's an amazing concept. I'm gonna write something about that, and I started writing it. That album just became a more like introspective album, and I paid to master it myself. I paid to have it mixed. I paid to record it all myself. I gave up my MPC 1000 like to just to pay off the rest of it. And in the end, it's not my best work, but when it comes to putting myself out there, I think it's more than I've ever done in anything that I've ever done before that.
Hmm. Do you feel like the process of writing that album helped you conquer those fears that you might have been running from
Yeah, it helped me
or address
forgive.
them?
It helped me forgive my mom. It helped me forgive my dad. It helped me kind of like put put some of my own inequities like out there, you know, that I wanted to put out there because once you put it out, it kind of like starts healing, a little bit. It starts to feel like, you know what, I don't have this inside of me anymore. I'm not hiding it anymore. I can actually talk about this shit, and it's freeing. Um, but yeah.
So someone in the chat just asked if you could explain the story behind Claire Voyages, that it's always seemed to be halfway between a nightmare and reality.
Oh yeah, Bishop. That's a good one. Let me see. Speaking of nightmares, if you wouldn't mind. So Claire Voyages were 3 dreams that I had. Um, each one is a different dream, but they're like real
Remember your
dreams.
dreams every night?
No,
Okay.
no, but see, when I do, I'm like,
Mhm.
ooh, because I never do.
Well, there's
And
where you draw your inspiration from.
some of it, yeah. And so I wrote, these were 3 separate dreams that I've had in like very separate points in my life. I
Mhm.
believe, guys, shh. Um, so one of the dreams, I don't remember the order of the shit, let me pause this. Sorry. So I believe one of them, I was having a dream. I was like obsessed with what might be going down with the New World Order. So I was like, I had a dream where I was like in the Bronx again,
Mhm.
and I was sleeping in my aunt's room, and all of a sudden, like these helicopter sounds start, like I could hear them all outside. I look outside, there's black helicopters all over the sky, dudes in black like fatigues coming out of the helicopters and crashing into the windows and like on the ledge, you know what I mean? And I'm like hiding like this, and like the window, like the window's back here, and I'm like hiding, and the guy's like walking like this. And it was the weirdest shit. I wrote about that, like that weird fear of the New World Order.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one, I believe, was, let's see, that's such an old ass song. Yo, that album is mad old. I'm mad.
Classic though.
Yo, L, I'm mad old.
No, you're not.
I'm decrepit.
No, you're not.
But let me see. Yeah, so I don't remember exactly. Let me see. What was the other dream that I had in that song that I wrote? There was another one where I came back from a Christian retreat. As I was saying, I was going to an evangelist church. And I came back from like a retreat, and my mom forgot to pick me up. You know what I mean? And I came home. I got dropped off by a friend.
This is a dream, or this really happened?
No, this is really happened, and
Okay.
it was the inspiration for this one other verse. But this is how the story, the verse came to be. Anyway, I got home, and my mom's there with her boyfriend at the time, and I'm like, "You forgot to pick me up." And she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." They're all hanging out and shit. And anyway, I go to sleep, and that night I have a dream that I'm laying down. I was sleeping in the living room on a futon, and all of a sudden it felt so real. I woke up, and I started to like levitate, laying down in the bed, and I was stiff, and it started moving me, like it turned me around because my head was facing the doors to the balcony.
Mm-hmm.
And moved me around to face towards the door, and I was going outside, and I was just like, I couldn't say shit, and I'm just like trying to, and at the time, you're taught in church, you say the name of Jesus, or you invoke God, and you start praying. I couldn't pray. I couldn't say shit, and then like right when I think I was about to say it, I wake up. And I wrote about that dream being, that my mom wasn't like there, and like I felt that where I was peaceful, and then I came into the home, and one would think I wanted to flip it. To me, I wanted to look at whatever that was as like some sort of spiritual something, whereas like maybe the universe was like, you really shouldn't be here. You know what I mean? You should get out of here. You should go. Let me get you out of here. That's how I wrote about it. And I don't remember the other dream. Wait. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's. But yeah, I like to do that. I like to tell stories, but I like to do like 3 different ones.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that a couple
like a
times.
Comparison, contrast, compare, contrast.
Yeah, or just 3 different dreams. If I'm gonna do what was it? Clairvoyages. So it's like clairvoyance, and a voyage. It was just stupid. I like doing those, mixing the words, but I love doing that where I have like 3 different verses, but each different verse, either I do a different style for each one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I learned that from Pharaoh and Busta. Busta would do that shit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was Wolves in the Bronx your last album?
Yeah. I mean, pretty much.
So what made, you were talking about being disillusioned with hip hop and stuff like that. What made you kind of stop writing? Or maybe you didn't stop writing, but stop releasing.
Well, I got married, and then I had children, and the marriage was horrible. Not this one.
Right.
This is my second marriage, my last marriage.
Mm-hmm.
But my first marriage was horrible. I guess I could say it now. I've never actually said this before, other than to my close family and friends. But I think I was just taken advantage of. I know that now. Like I met her in Colombia, and started talking, and then just ended up over here, and she was pregnant, and I thought it would work, and it didn't. And I think in the end, she kind of like, it was a plot. Kind of like, it was not a plot. It can never be full plot, It can't be like, I don't think that it was like the whole time it was just like pretending, you know what I mean? But in the main focus was I gotta get over there. You know what I mean? So that didn't work out, and that just and a lot of drinking, a lot of drinking, a lot of drinking, a lot of just having a horrible marriage, and then kids. You know, you get distracted with kids. Kids will take up all your time, and you'll be happy to give it. You know, but I didn't ever stop writing. I just never. I don't know. I just wasn't inspired.
Okay.
You
Do
know.
you have anything maybe from then or since then or that you're working on now? Because I know either you posted about it or we spoke about it that you're looking to possibly get back into making music
Yeah.
or writing.
So I just got this recently,
Nice.
and my wife, let me see, bless her soul, she got me this. I got myself a new iMac.
Very nice.
And I got, oh, this thing. I feel like such a kid. So this thing right here, I was looking online and I was like, yo, I need something that has like the whole thing, right?
Mm.
And that shit popped up and I'm like, ooh, it has Pro Tools. And I'm like, yeah, all right. And I got it. And then now I've just been watching a bunch of instructional videos and shit and how to do stuff and you know, now I started recording. I'm gonna finish. Actually, you know what's funny is that like I was saying before, I have stuff that I've recorded that never saw the light of day. You know, like I did an album with my friend Induce, and it's just been for years there. You know, and beats where I wrote to, and other songs that I actually recorded. Like there's a track there with a friend of mine, Hezekiah, and Omniscience on one of the tracks, and I forget who else is on there, but we did it. I did a song about like the Iraq War. That's how old this shit is, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
this is when Fallujah was like getting attacked. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote that. That's all there. There's a song in there that I'm singing and shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of stuff, and so we decided that we should finish it. You know, and I told him just the other day, I'm like, I want to do something. I want to make an album that people say, yo, this shit was better than my mother and father were astronauts. Not that not that, you know, I don't want any credit taken away because I love that. That's the album, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that I fell in love with Maneuver's production like amazingly because it was so concise, and cohesive. It's beautiful. But I want to make something like that again. So that's the mission right now. And other than that, I'm recording some, like I've been working on some stuff with some cats from Chile that I have. I don't know, maybe I could play it. Maybe. Let me see.
Your lady just joined.
Oh, it's about time.
She missed you saying the nice things about what she got you.
Oh yeah, yeah. She was taking a nap, but I don't blame her. It's hard work, man, raising three kids.
Believe it. How do you think the current pandemic and possible future recurrences will affect your creative process, especially if you're just now starting to really get back into it?
I don't know. I don't know that it would in any way. I've been self-quarantining for years.
Mm-hmm. Are you more of an introvert?
I think I do it maybe because I fear people. I don't fear them like they're gonna hurt me. But yeah, but it's just I try to stay. I don't make too many friends because
Like
and
small
in the
circle.
end, huh?
You keep your circle small.
Yeah, because a long time ago I learned that real friendship, is the kind of friendship that is like family. You know, that you jump in front of a bullet for that person. That's like a real friend. And
Mm-hmm.
there's not a lot. You know, even within our own circles, we still have a bunch of people who we have a lot of love for, but they're not really. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
They're not really. So it's like I wrote a song about it too. Want like to hear? Here it go. Yeah. But I wrote a song called "Friendship" about it, which is essentially like the way I see it. It's like some people are there for you and some people are not there for you, and in the end, from my own personal um, taste, I guess, I just kind of like try not. I'm friendly, but I try not to get into new relationships quickly.
Understood.
I
Mm-hmm.
gotta wait it out and see and analyze them and see, So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna change anything. I'm just happy that I have everything that I pretty much need. I just need to learn a little bit more to record. I'm gonna start
Mm-hmm.
putting shit out. Like I'm definitely gonna put stuff out. I'm
Right,
gonna see
especially
if I
now that you
can.
don't.
Hmm?
Sorry, especially now that you don't really need to do like full albums. You can
Well,
just
yeah, but I'm gonna do one. I'll do one, and I'll put out songs. Like in with other cats. I have I'm looking into trying to make beats too. I've always like
I was
messed
gonna ask
around
if
with
you
it.
did that. Mm-hmm.
I've always messed around, but I'm not good. Like I have the MPC app, and I have the iMachine app, and I've made a few beats on there, and I got Ableton Live now, which is like I don't know what the fuck's going on there. I don't know what to do. But I'm gonna try to do that. I'm gonna try to make my own, maybe like an EP, like maybe 5 songs produced
Mm-hmm.
by me. That would be kind of cool.
Oh
We'll see
yeah,
if
that'd
that
be
ever
dope.
happens.
So I think we have like a couple minutes before the IG Live runs out.
Oh, it does run out?
So you get an hour.
Oh
So happy
shit.
to sign back in if you want to, because I'm into it. But yeah, they cut you off in an hour, which is why I don't know if you've watched a whole bunch like D Nice's sets that go for hours. He just signs out and comes back in.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yo, he's killing it. How is it? I'm very curious about that. Like D Nice is like mad famous.